Make sure you subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Welcome to I Am Jerry B podcast. Today we are now tuning into episode 3. So episode 3 is going to be about so far everything that has to do with sales and so far the momentum that comes around it and how to be the best version of a salesperson that you could be. I have an important person with me here today. He's actually one of my good friends, one of my good colleagues, and I actually learned a lot from this guy. So to be introducing him, his name is Serge, and I'm going to pass the mic over to him.
Hey, how's everybody doing? Hey, thanks for that very nice compliment that you gave me today. I appreciate
You already
that.
know that.
Matter of fact, Jerry is one of my guys that I work with. And, you know, the one thing about Jerry, coming into the car business, one thing about him that I noticed that he never stops. So in a situation, for sales situation, the only thing that I can tell you when I started out in year 2000, that's when I started into the sales. All right. So the thing is, the thing about me, I went to school for criminal justice. So coming out of college in New Jersey, I was a state trooper for about 7.5 years. And an incident happened and I couldn't be state trooper anymore. So I had to change my lifestyle and do something else. Didn't know what I wanted to do, but one thing I knew that I'm not one of those person that gives up and just settle for whatever. So when I started it into sales, it just fell into my lap. It's one of those situations where, came down here in South Florida, doing bodyguard work, and matter of fact, one of my clients was O.J. Simpson, for about
I remember you told me that.
Yeah, for about 1.5 years. It's pretty funny.
OJ.
But O.J. Simpson, good guy, But one situation where, doing personal training, I was training one of these guys that owned the dealership, and after a year of training him, he told me, "Hey, why don't you come work for me? I think you have the personality to do well for yourself and make a lot of money for yourself."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Doing what?" Selling cars. I was like, I don't know how to sell no cars. He was like, "Give me 30 days, and I think you'll do well, and I think you'll like it." And 22 years, well, matter of fact, 24 years later, I'm still in the business. Matter of fact, it's it made me who I am today as, built my family around the situation of being in sales. So, if whatever questions you have, I'm here to tell you my journey, and I'll be able to tell you exactly how I motivate myself and be able to help a lot of people if they're looking to do something in sales.
No, definitely, Serge. The information, I'll keep it flat out. The first day we met each other, I was actually brokering a deal for my cousin.
Okay.
I think you remember that day.
Yeah.
We met each other. And even my first impression, even when I came in, I looked at everybody in the sales showroom, and I'm like, this guy looks like the one to go to. I think I ended up dealing with somebody else, but I was already gravitating towards you because I'm about my business, and you just look like you was about your business.
Correct.
So it's kind of crazy because I remember I was telling you guys about the first episode about like that timeline, and I was going through things in the process. So I met Serge when I was on my trial after my shadow work. God led me to the dealership that he was at, and this is true story. So it was like me seeing him again. And I just tell you, Serge, I used to watch everything, that you were doing, and not maliciously, as you know, just watching, just observing. Because I'm the type of person, if somebody does something better than me, I'm going to sit and I'm going to learn and I'm going to watch. Not going to be envious, because you know how the sales thing get, man. People, but
100%.
Watched everything you was doing, and I'm like, this guy, he has his stuff together. Like, there's a process, and then, as we started talking more, he taught me a lot of workouts. We was working out for like 4 or 5 straight months. You was actually my trainer, and we learned a lot about each other. And I'll tell you one thing: there's a lot of things that you do that I do to this day that has helped me and increased my sales and being a top performer.
Great.
I'm going to tell it to you. And this is like a podcast. Literally, anybody who, if you sell cars and you're a top performer in sales or you're trying to be a top performer, you have to tune into this podcast. Because I'm telling you, the information we're going to be talking about, it's literally dire in the situations if you're trying to make more money.
100%.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I say to you like this, Serge, from the point of when you led into sales, right? Was this something that was natural to you? And for anybody who's watching this, you know, when they're going into sales, they don't really get the idea. They don't know. Like, how did you feel? Because you was a bodyguard and you just went straight into sales from, you know, the client you had.
Right. Well, I mean, I think everybody has that skills of selling, you know, so it just got to come out of you, right? So for me, you know, being a police officer and a bodyguard, it's all about presentation, right? So anything that you do, any situation that you're going to be in, it's all about presentation. It's all about how you carry yourself and present yourself in a situation, right? So when I started out in the car business, no one wanted to help me. I didn't know anything about cars. I did love cars. I love cars. But, you know, I didn't know how to sell it.
Mhm.
So it took me maybe about two weeks, you know, observing, watching, and seeing how other guys are dealing with other people that they're trying to sell the cars to. And I noticed that the mistakes that they were doing is that they selling the car, but they're not selling themselves, right? So one thing I noticed, there was a guy that, you know, probably was selling about 15 or 20 cars a month. I noticed the first thing is like, hey, how you doing? Hey, I know you came here for the Mercedes Benz, but at the same time, how you doing? Everything is okay? He cared about the people. He showed that it's not about the vehicle, it's not about the sales, it's about you. Because the thing is, what I learned from all the years that I've been in sales, if you're selling, like for example, if I'm selling you,
Mhm.
I'm not looking just to sell you for today. I'm looking for the future, your mom, your sister, your cousin, because you got to remember in sales, referral is the most important thing. If you get a lot of referrals, if you're having a slow day, you get a referral, there's a sale.
Exactly.
You understand? So that's one thing that I picked up that worked for me. I mean, I have a very good personality, I think. People like me. And, you know, I keep it real. I tell them the truth. One thing about sales, anything that you do, don't lie, because it's going to come back. Simple as that. It's going to come back, and
keep it straight up.
Yeah, keep it straight up, and you know, people is going to respect you for that, right? So, and if they see that you're honest, they're always going to stay with you. They'll stay loyal. I mean, from the 22, 23 years that I've been in the business, I get a lot of referrals, a lot of referrals. So that's how I've been staying on top of, you know, selling about 25 to 30 cars consistently for the last, you know, 22, 23 years. So my main thing is, you know, presentation, consistency, and never stop. Those are the things that one thing, if I'm at home, I'm a different person than I am when I'm at work.
Yeah.
So as soon as I come to work, it's all about work. You know, I'm concentrating, doing what I need to do, doing my follow-up, and making sure that I have something going on for the day and for the next day. You
Exactly.
understand? So
Building your pipeline up.
building the pipeline. And, yeah, I mean, to be successful is basically, you know, don't give up, staying consistent, and basically, you know, don't stop. You know, that's one thing that I noticed about you. You don't stop. And, you know, and this is the reason why I didn't mind helping you out at a situation and giving you some conversation about what you need to do to be consistent in making, you know, doing your sales. And it worked out for you. You're doing pretty well for yourself, correct?
No, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
You definitely,
Yeah.
you led me in a few directions that I appreciate.
Correct.
Even my move to going to Kia.
Correct.
You was one of the people that I spoke to. And in that situation, I I came back from vacation with my girls. Well, I had my girls for the summertime.
Right.
And I had a little break with them. I came back and I'm like, and I was thinking to myself, I gotta provide for these girls, man. I have to make more money. And I'm like, I just think my opportunity, long story short, we had that conversation and you was just like, hey, listen, man, I think you're corporate. You told me all the potential that I had and you told me where I best fit and to not let some of the things that I had occur in my life hold me back. And I went forward and I did that and it changed my life. So I'm forever grateful for that information that you gave to me.
No problem, my brother.
Definitely. Some of the things that we spoke about, you were definitely saying a lot of characteristics and certain things that like basically a good salesperson, being a good salesperson involved. One question I got for you, do you believe that sales is for everybody or can be for everybody?
No, I don't think sales for everybody. Because the thing is, one thing I learned, if you're married and you're in the car business, make sure you talk to your partner.
It's a lot of hours.
It's going to be a lot of hours, and there's going to be a situation where you're not going to be around for your family. Because you're there to grind and trying to provide for your family, and sometimes your partner doesn't understand the whole situation because they want their time.
Yeah.
You understand? So by the time that you get home, usually it's around sometime late. I get home around 11 or midnight, but I'm grinding and doing what I got to do to make it happen. But going, all the years that I've been in the car business, I've seen a lot of salespeople come in and a lot of salespeople leaving. Because the thing is, it's not for everyone. Because the thing is, because I noticed that it's a trend that's trending. A lot of people doesn't want to work. And, they don't know the grind, especially in this business. The key in the whole situation in cars is, knowing your product, follow up, and don't stop. Simple as that. And the thing is, and you got to show up. You got guys that come in and they got to be there at 9 o'clock. They come at 1 o'clock, and they expect to be, they expect to sell cars. If you're not there from the beginning, you're not going to get anything at the end. Simple as that. Yeah. I think in sales or any type of sales, if you don't put the effort from the time that you start, your day and know exactly in positive situation and know exactly what you're going to do, you're not going to make it. Me personally, as soon as I get up, I know exactly what I'm going to do. My goal is to sell about 2 to 3 cars a day, and I stick with that. And the thing is, if it doesn't happen, I sell 1 or 2 or don't even sell anything. I just, one thing keep myself positive. You got to have something to keep yourself motivated.
Exactly.
It's like, what? Whatever God gives me today, that's where we're supposed to be. Next day is another day. It's a new day. That's in the past, and I keep it moving, so. But I don't think sales is for everyone.
Yeah, definitely. I asked that just to see like your mindset on it because I definitely feel the same way. I feel like sales is definitely not for everybody. The main reason I feel like that because is it's a lot of things that sales is the kind of thing that you got to know what you signed up for. If you know what you signed up for and you're willing to deal with what comes with it, then it's a perfect job for you. But at the same time, you also got to know that the work that has to be put in to get the results that you want.
Correct.
There's the definition that they say about insanity, doing the same thing, expecting different results. With sales, that's the perfect analogy, and if you want things to be different, as in if you want to sell more cars, you got to do things differently. And then if you're selling more cars and you're doing the same thing, then that's completely opposite because
yeah, exactly.
But it is a system.
Yeah.
And so I know there's gonna be a lot of salespeople watching this. I'm actually starting my whole mentorship program. Carlos, Kyle. We have spoke a lot. I've taught them a lot of things that they're using right now, and you have seen it for yourself.
Correct.
Of a lot of things that they put into place. So this is something that I really, really wanted to get into the perspective of because anybody that's in sales, it does not have to be just car sales. It can be literally anything, okay?
Correct.
Just sales, period. There's a 10-step sales process, okay? And the first step of the sale process is prospecting, okay? So in prospecting, it's about identifying and researching potential customers with your fit for your ideal buyer persona. Explain what prospecting is and how important it is.
Well, prospecting, I mean, there's a situation I learned from the beginning. There's a lot of people that come in the dealership and you think they can't buy and they ignore the customer. Um, Come to find out just because of the way he's dressed and everything else, and you're just like, oh, let me just pass by. He can't afford this. I treat everyone the same way, from you can buy or can't buy. You understand? Because the thing is, that person could be a potential in the future or could be a person that can purchase a vehicle now. So the only advice that I can give you, don't ever put a situation as a prospect of a buyer or a non-prospect of a buyer just to take it for granted and just say, no, this person can't. It's all about presentation. It's all about how you present yourself to the customer. And from there, if he doesn't feel you, he's not going to buy from you. It could be the next person that's, did something right, said this right word, could be the one, that person he's going to buy from.
I would never forget, right?
Okay.
Actually, one of the days, I think it was like my third car that I sold.
Mm-hmm.
I'll never forget this dude, right? He walked onto the lot. And, he looked older. Hair wasn't the most tidiest.
Mm-hmm.
Shirt wasn't the most tidiest, but he was walking on a lot. And, we in there, everybody trying to run for a up.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's like, oh, no, you could take him. I'm like, whatever.
Okay.
I went up to him and spoke with him. He had a hard accent, but I was still able to make out what he was saying. And he said some things, and he's talking about he was looking for a car, whatever the case is. I didn't treat him no different. I went through the sales process just like I would do with anybody else with the same respect.
Mm-hmm.
And listen, man, he bought that car cash, man. It was a deal.
So that's what I'm talking about.
It was a deal.
Yeah.
So the point that you brought up with, just not judging a book by its cover.
You can't.
Definitely can't.
Definitely not.
Definitely can't. And that is the first step of the 10 steps of the sale process.
Correct.
And the second step is the pre-approach and the preparation. So far the pre-approach and your preparation so far with, let's say, customer that's coming in, what do you do?
Well, if I know a customer is coming in for a certain vehicle, obviously I already spoke to them already, and make sure that they ask for you, because, you have about 12 salespeople on the floor. And usually if they don't ask for you, anyone can take that customer. You understand?
Exactly, yep.
So you got to have control of your customer. That's the key. Have control. And from there, make sure that the vehicle that they come to see, you make sure that there's nothing wrong with it. You go test drive it around. I mean, if there's a light on or tires low, make sure you take care of that situation, because presentation, like I said, is the key. You don't want to have any glitch. Because the thing is, you don't want to have a situation where, it's the delay of the sale, right? And then from there, when you have confidence of showing the vehicle, and all the specs on the vehicle. So as most customers, they want to know as much information about the vehicle they're getting ready to purchase. And sometimes a lot of people know exactly what they're purchasing, know exactly what the spec. They just want to see what you know.
Definitely.
And if they see that you know your stuff, and your confidence, and they see that it's like, oh, this person knows what's going on, and from there it's basically easy after that.
Yeah.
And take for a test drive and all that good stuff, and basically from there you do the closing. From there, most people is going to negotiate. It's all about how you control the whole situation from the beginning to the end. That's how it's going to, if you control it from the beginning, at the end, it's going to be successful. Simple.
Definitely. And so far in the pre-approach, I definitely think like what's very important is this sales thing is spiritual. Energy means a lot, especially even carrying the day. You got to be positive. Can't be negative. I don't care what's going on, who called you names, how your day was yesterday. Once you're on that floor, it's game time. It's you leave all of that stuff outside the doors before you even come in.
100%. But one of my pet peeves, you gotta look at a customer coming to the dealership. This is your environment. This is your second home. You have to treat the person the same way they would come to your home. first thing I do is say, hey, would you like something to drink? It's all about, being courteous.
Mm-hmm.
That little stuff, little things like that make a big difference.
Makes a way
And
big
now you
difference.
want them to feel comfortable coming into your home, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Now you know the sale is going to be a lot easier for you, correct?
Definitely.
Okay.
So one of the most important things in sales, follow up. Follow up is
Very
so
important.
important. Follow up is, I'm telling you, anybody who's watching this, who's in sales, if you expect that customer to call you and to figure out what's going on with the car or what information, listen, that customer's not. There is somebody else that's a salesperson that's in another dealership reaching out, doing his sales process to get in contact with that customer. So follow up. Why is follow up so important? Whether it's text, email, call, especially email, because our salespeople, I know you hate writing those emails, but those emails are gold too. Why is it so important?
Because you got to remember, you're not the only person that have the same, the type of vehicles that you have, that you're selling. It's all about the person that's grinding and staying on top of his customers. And one thing, until the customers say, stop calling me, I'm not interested anymore, then that's the reason why you don't call anymore. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Until they tell you that means they're still shopping. They're still interested. And they will answer. You got some people that go to work early, and you get in contact when you leave a message. Follow up during the afternoon. Because, if you go to work, you're doing an 8-hour shift, what you really, how many hours you really working? Maybe 2, 3, 4 hours, really?
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is, the rest of the time, you got to follow up with the customers that you had. And so you can see if they're still in the market to be in the point where you can have, especially on slow time.
Definitely.
You always want to, follow up is the most important thing in sales. And, I learned that from the time that I started, I stayed on top of my customers. That's one thing I'm good with, staying on top of my customers until they tell me to stop calling. Please, I'm not interested anymore. I already purchased a vehicle somewhere else.
Don't stop calling
Yeah.
till they tell you to stop
Yeah, exactly.
calling. But
So
don't be annoying.
don't be annoying, but at the same time, just do what you got to do. Be courteous.
What is the most money that you have made as a salesperson?
In a month?
Just in a year?
Oh, in a year, about 250,000.
250,000.
Mhm.
So salespeople, that's why you need to follow up. Because you see, like, a lot of these salespeople, they come into the dealership, and I'm not trying to put anything towards anybody. Just in my experience, right?
Mhm.
I've seen people that have been at dealerships for years, okay? And they're pacing about 10 to 12, 14 cars. And I say in my mind, how does this make sense? The most cars I have sold has been 24 cars, okay?
That's good.
What I sell consistently
That's the
is
key.
about 20 to 22.
That's good. That's
Okay.
very good.
So I've been to where I'm at like almost a year now. So follow up is important because I look at everything. I analyze everything when I'm in the showroom, when I'm talking to customers, everything. And one thing that I have noticed that put a big difference and set me apart from the rest of the people is how I deal with my customers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what I listen to. The most important part when it comes to sales is, what is your customer looking for? You got the customer that doesn't know, they've never been into the showroom, anything, and it's like sometimes there's some salespeople that focus so much on less of what the customer needs, and then at that point, you lose their trust with them. It's just like, listen, I compare dealing with a customer like when you're on a date. It's about impression. It's your first impression. It's about learning them learning you, and seeing if you're going to move further.
Purchasing a vehicle is about trust, my man.
Definitely.
That's the key.
Straight
it's
off
about
the bat.
trust, And like I said, controlling the whole situation, because they come. You don't want to just take be the information, just taking information and say, okay, well, I'll make a decision in the next couple of days, whatever. Well, you could have sold the vehicle that day.
Exactly.
You understand? It's all about presentation, controlling the whole situation, and then from there, everything falls into place.
Definitely.
Right.
And especially confidence, man.
Gotta have the confidence.
Confidence is,
and
they can see it.
And the guys,
anybody can see it.
100%. And the guys that's selling 5 to 10 cars a month, I don't know how to make a living. They don't put the grind. I I can't live off 5 or 10 cars a month. The thing is, you have a certain goals that you want to do, and you gotta come in there and showing this is what I'm going to do to reach my goal. And that's what, from the early stage of the time that I was selling the vehicles, that's what I knew what I had to do, to make a living for myself. It's going to be my career.
We could be doing all of this follow-up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And hey, Chad, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to all the salespeople that are watching this right now. We could be doing all the follow-up. Now you get to the point that you got the customer right there in front of you, and now it's game time, right? One of the steps of the process of the 10 steps is called qualification and discovery. So it's about literally qualifying the customer, knowing their budget, knowing what car they're looking for, everything. I've literally seen people bomb at this, and it's not asking them the right questions. What is your budget? What is their monthly range payment that they're trying to pay? And now, what is their credit score? Things in these conversations. And this has something big to do with the car that you're going to show them.
So what you're doing, right? I mean, from there, you basically pre-qualifying them. That's all you're doing. You're pre-qualifying them. Asking simple little questions to see exactly by the time that you do sit down, and say, well, you know what? Listen, they're looking at a $40,000 car. Yeah, Sergio, I was looking to, be around $400 payment. And in your mind, you're like, okay, all right. And, I was looking to put about $2,000 down, and my credit is fair. I'm going to be straight up with them and say, hey, listen, John, I don't think you'll be around $400 payment. You're probably going to need a little bit of more money out of pocket. We're just having a conversation. I'm just talking to you. Because the thing is, I don't want to waste his time and he wastes mine, right?
Exactly.
So you want before, when we come walking back after the test drive, and I know he loves the car, at least he knows when we getting ready to start, in his mind, he knows it's not going to be the $400 payment.
Exactly.
Now, the thing is, I have other things. I mean, I don't stop there and say, you know what, John, what about your wife? How's her credit? Yeah, man, she's in the 750. I think we should go that route. If you're looking to get a better rate, because if you do it yourself, doing it by yourself, you're going to get a high rate. Because I already know the process. I know what the banks are looking for.
Exactly.
And at least you got a plan A and a plan B. Because you never want to keep it going to the point where you make that sale. That's the key. So that's why you want to have, you want to set yourself up to win at the end of the day, correct? So that's the key. And what you're doing is pre-qualifying the customer. And that's what a lot of people should do. You have a conversation when you test driving with the customer, it's like, hey, are you looking to finance? Or what are you looking? Yeah, I am. Yeah. Oh, how's the credit? It's pretty good. Like, in your mind, it's like, oh, yeah, this is when we have a deal here. Now it's all about the numbers at the end of the day and the payments. That's all it is. You're doing the right thing, someone showed you the right thing, and you're learning as you go. I learn every day. I never stop learning. And, in today's society, in today's society, learning from my kids and everything else, it's like, wow, I didn't know that. I'm one of those person that's basically open-minded about things and know, one more thing that I want to tell you in sales. If you're having a bad week, let's just say you're having a bad week,
We
right?
all have them.
Or a bad day, whatever the situation, and you see you're not selling, and you're good at what you do. The key in the whole situation is do the basics. You go back to the basics. You go back to the basic, got you where you were before to get back on track.
Definitely.
You understand? That's all it is.
And like salespeople, I think some of you guys are bombing your deals and they're not going through, because I feel like besides the follow-up, that plays a big part. And it's really coming to this qualification part. I think between those two, and not leading your customer and not giving them enough information, because you got to understand this. They're coming into the dealership. They're going to have a lot of questions that they're going to expecting you to know the answer to.
Correct.
You lie to them, you're already messed up, and it's going to come to bite you, I promise you. Okay? So you got to be polished enough in your information and what you're doing to know how to direct them. So as like Sergio said, if they're telling you they're on a like let's say $38,000 car, they want to finance, Okay, they want to put minimal down, low credit. Listen, they're fighting APR. You gotta understand is they may need a co-signer to help with the rate. These are all conversations like to have, and I guess sometimes you don't want to have those conversations with them. Me talking to the salespeople, you know who you are. You don't want to have that conversation with them, but you have to, okay? Because now when you have those expectations, they have their expectations. Now you have your expectations too as a salesperson. So you cannot expect them to know certain things. You have to guide them into it. So with guiding them and letting them know, you could be on maybe a more expensive car. Maybe you have to switch the car. These conversations, so at least they know and they're more ready and prepared to. And now if they do know they want this car, then they know that it's not going to be that payment.
Right, exactly.
It's just about discussing. If you go into Gucci, okay, whatever. You go to Gucci, you want to get some Gucci loafers or whatever. They're $2,000, right? Do you want it for $1,500? But
that's not going to happen.
Dude, it's not going to happen. It's like
you pay for what you get.
Yeah.
If you're going to pay for the a product that's going, expensive product, it's going to last you a long time, correct?
Definitely.
So you pay for what you get. Now, you have a lot of people that come in, they want to purchase a $60,000 vehicle, and they're only making about $20,000 a year.
Doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make any sense. Yeah. Well, the other thing that I wanted to talk to you about too, a lot of people that have a credit score in the 700, that's first-time buyers.
Yeah,
I know you go through that situation.
Of course.
They want to be, hey, I want to get the best interest rate. I know I'm going to get approved for this amount, whatever. A lot of things change with the banks now because they noticed that back, 10 years ago, even if you have a 700 Beacon score and first-time buyer, you're not qualified for a $40,000 car, from the skip, So the thing is, preparing all these guys that's in sales and selling the cars, listen, they're going to get a high interest rate. The key in the whole situation is like you got to set them up and say, listen, after making about 3 to 4 payments, refinance the vehicle because you don't have any installment credit. Right now you have revolving credit. Revolving credit is just a score. It's not real credit. You understand?
Yeah.
So, and a lot of salesmen make a lot of mistakes. Yeah, you'll get a very good rate. Yeah, I know you're going to get qualified for it. But
that's the rookie.
They're moving a little bit too fast.
Fast.
You got to slow it down because the thing is now, if they can't get the rate that you said
because they
what
expected
it is,
it from
the beginning, now you might lose the deal.
You're going to completely lose it.
Yeah, you're going to lose the deal. So, that's why you got to take a step back and listen before you say something, so.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Another big thing is the experience. The experience is so important. I have a thing with my customers where it's the Jerry B experience. It's literally the Jerry B experience. I give them the best kind of service, and when it comes to just persona, when it comes to negotiating, talking, just everything, people are gonna buy from people they like.
100%.
Period. If they don't like you, you got an attitude, you're negative, that thing brushes off. Some of these people are coming straight from work dealing with their bull stuff, coming down here and want to get a car. They probably get it for their wife. They probably don't even want to do the shit. You don't know what's going on, okay?
Correct, right.
And they got to come to the dealership to deal with your negative ass attitude? No.
You got to change that whole persona.
It's the experience, man. Make your customers smile, be friendly, dress properly. Don't be coming to work with your shirt all wrinkled, your shirt not tucked in, bro.
Presentation.
Don't be a poop putt, okay? Look presentable. Look like you got your shit together. Seriously, and just be the best version of yourself that you can be. Hear their needs, hear what they're looking for, make the test drive, all the sales, the whole test drive experience, everything, make it an experience, okay? Because they're already in here making a decision, and they want to feel a little bit more comfortable about the decision they're doing and that they're having fun. Buying a car is supposed to be a happy process.
Correct.
People don't buy cars to make them feel sad. People are buying cars because they want something newer. They want to switch their timeline.
Correct.
Literally, And just even for myself, from purchasing a car, and I'll tell you straight up, or just a little bit off, he helped me. between with the credit, and he's gonna talk to you guys about everything that he does with the credit and how we can fix it and everything. My credit score was a 511. This guy changed it. My credit score is like a 780 plus. I got a car financed. I'm already in talks with. That's a whole different. But that is very important, you know. So, but leading back onto that, man, how you carry yourself and the things that you do with yourself and how you present yourself is everything. It's key. That's one of the main things that's gonna have you selling more. And sometimes we may think it's something minute, like, oh no, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. There's some things you gotta change, but mainly it's yourself.
Correct.
It's in you. It's your confidence.
Dress code.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, my father, in a young age, he told me, he said, hey, listen, as soon as you leave this house or even going to school, dress for success. If you dress for success, your mindset change.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So the thing is, it's going to stay positive to the point where you're going to stay positive to the point where you're going to, especially when you're going to school, doing what you're supposed to do. The way I am today is the way I am when I'm selling a vehicle, and dress, I dress for success, to win. I'm a winner.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like to lose. And the thing is, I'm a competitor. So I'm not here in the competition with anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing for me is that I'm a competitor on me, on myself.
Yeah.
I put the pressure on myself.
It's you versus you, me
yeah,
versus
me.
me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the thing is, all I can say, I can't say it's all me. I gotta say God, put
God
the situation. First. God is first, and He led me the way, and I followed, and that's the way it is. It has nothing to do with sales, but this is a situation that that I keep within myself. So, but dress for success, very important.
Now, you brought up a good point with the higher power. You brought up God.
Mm-hmm.
Very important in situations. Sales is definitely it's spiritual.
Mm-hmm.
Straight up, it's
I believe
spiritual.
so.
And I pray every night and I pray every morning, and just the blessings to whatever I have coming for me to be coming to me.
It's gonna come
exactly
naturally.
So, knowing that too, everybody has who they believe in. Who you believe in is who you believe in. That's no problem. But have that higher power within you, because it will carry from within you. And
whatever you do,
whatever
and
that's
you do.
everything.
Yeah,
it's not
that's
just sales,
everything. Yeah, because you gotta remember, for us, just because the way we met, it was meant to happen.
It was connected. Yeah.
Don't think it was just.
I was going to meet you one way or the other.
It was going to happen.
Whether it was
naturally. If you're supposed to be a millionaire, you're going to be a millionaire.
Exactly.
I'm going to give you one situation, the way my mindset is, right?
Mm-hmm.
If it's a situation where, let's just say, a customer came in and I stepped out and I came back and that customer didn't come in yet inside the door, and I came back at the same time he came in, that customer was meant for me,
literally,
not for someone else.
Mm-hmm.
If I purchase an apple right now, let's just say I purchase an apple. Oh, I'm going to eat this apple, and I brought it to work. And as soon as I'm getting ready to eat lunch, and you say, "Hey, Sergio, can I have that apple?" I purchased that apple for you. That's my mindset. That's the way I think.
Seriously, because what's the coincidence, right? There's no coincidence.
Yeah. So that apple was meant for you.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? So that's the way I look at how my mind is. That's the way my mind works, So, but sales is not that hard to me. I mean, in the beginning, because when I was doing bodyguard work and I was doing personal training, people when they're doing personal training, and you don't look like you're in shape, you think they're gonna be successful?
No, not as much.
You gotta remember, most of the people that I personal trained back then, they looked at me and said, I want to look like him.
Exactly.
And he knows what he's talking about. You understand what I'm saying? So your confidence in the situation you selling yourself, people is going to believe. You understand? So the thing is, the same situation, I know we're going to be talking about this credit situation. Even after I sell a car and I know you don't have good credit, I'm like, listen, hey, Jerry, at the same time, do you want to get your life back? What do you mean by that? You're going to ask me, what do you mean by that? I know it's not about the car. I know you want to purchase a home in the future. Would you like to purchase a home? Listen, I can help you. I'm not the type of guys that are going to keep information within myself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to help you. You know, that's the type of, especially in the community. I like to help the community in the situation so they can. I have so many customers that comes in and say, listen, I always wanted to buy a house for myself, blah, 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 and it gets to the point where it's like, yo, you can. And I'm able to help, and that's where most of the customers that I get from selling vehicles and doing the credit situation, it worked out pretty well.
Yeah. You got a pretty big referral base from that.
I do. Yes, I do, because I do the work.
Definitely.
I grind, make it happen.
What's the most amount of cars you have sold in a month?
In a month, it was crazy. But it happened naturally. 52 cars in 1 month.
52 cars,
52
bro,
cars
in a month?
In 1 month. That was a nice little paycheck.
Wow. Okay.
I was blessed.
And when, what year was this?
This was 2022.
22. So this is like right after COVID, during COVID?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, COVID.
Mm-hmm.
See, I wasn't in sales around that time.
Do you remember when the time that everybody was getting the PPP loan?
Yeah, exactly.
That's the time.
Yeah.
Everybody had money. Everybody had money. So it seems like we were selling everything, and everything was just naturally happening for me. I was just like, what the? Everybody that touched, it just happened.
Because normally, even when we was working together, I think the most you sold was 35 to 38.
Yeah, correct. Right.
Even at that.
And you saw how natural it happened.
Yeah, it was natural.
Because it just, if you know exactly what you're doing and you did your steps the way it's supposed to be, it's easy.
Definitely. And a big thing when it comes to closing, when you're closing with your customer, that's very important. Also,
Very.
Even before the closing, when you get into negotiation, it's about literally just being realistic.
Correct.
Between with me and Serge, we talk about this a lot with customers and how to deal with them and. Long story short, what they're looking for, put them onto the right vehicle and make it an experience. And when it comes to negotiation, it's about, and this is another point now I'm going to tell other salespeople that's watching this, and why you may not be selling as much cars. When it's coming to the negotiation, everybody feels this is a topic. When it comes to negotiation, it does not scare me. It's really about really being upfront with your customer and just letting them know, hey, listen, I'm all about trying to put together a good deal, but does anybody have about $7,000-8,000 worth of room, to discount on a car? You got to keep it real with them.
Yeah, keep it real. Yeah,
you got to keep it real,
100%,
because they won't know when to stop, when enough is enough, and how low it is, because you also got to present to them of what it's at, where it's at.
But here's the other thing too, Jerry.
Yeah.
You got to remember, a lot of dealership is advertising the same type of vehicle.
Yeah.
Why they came to you?
Because the price is right.
Okay, so there it is. He's like, hey, John, you came to me, because the reason why you here because of the price of the vehicle, correct?
Exactly.
Yeah, the price was pretty decent. Yeah, and you put them. You got to put them out there and say, listen, I don't have that much room to play with because I already put the best price online. That's why you're here. Cut it from there. Thing is, if you let them think that they have a little chance of that you have a little bit of room, you say, listen, John, I'm here to work for you, man. Listen, it doesn't matter what I sell the vehicle for. I'm going to get paid the same. At the end of the day, if this is the best price, if they got a few dollars to play with, and sometime, I don't even know exactly what they own the vehicle for. I said, listen, this is the best deal. I know they only making about $870 on the car. It's a mini deal.
Exactly. At that point.
Keep it going because I don't like going back and forth.
Going
back and forth to talk to my manager about, hey, can we do this? Listen, just kill it right there.
Yeah, we're gonna make it work, or we're not gonna be able to make it work.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
The more and more that you guys running back and forth to the desk,
they get disinterested.
That's the more and more time that deals getting less back and forth, more deal, more back and forth.
You don't want them to have a chance to start talking to someone else and say, hey, I think you should leave. You're going to lose your customer.
Because the car's going to sell itself.
Exactly.
They came for the car because they love the car.
Exactly.
Okay. they stayed with the sale because hopefully they like you.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
And then coming down to the numbers, this is what we could do, this is what we can't.
Exactly.
When they end up going forward, they may just stay with you and buy the car from you if, one, they were reassured on all their questions that they have and the answers that they got. They didn't feel like you were lying. Two, if they actually like the damn car and they really want it, you know. And three, it's gonna really come down to, you know, whether they might just they could be another place where it's selling it for a cheaper price. They can see right on the line.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the times they end up going forward with it because they're like, you know what, this guy put in the work. You put that time in and you did your sales process correctly. And most of the time it's a sale, you know.
Even if it's not a sale, even if it's not a sale, you did the process the correct way. Guess what? If they come back the next day or the 2 days later, how does that make you feel?
Makes you feel good.
Exactly, because now there's no about negotiation. Now it's about getting ready to sell the car, right? Best sales ever. Because when they come back, hey, John, you back? What's up? Yeah, man. You know, I went to the other dealership. I figured that, and because you already know you have the best price out there, so you're in confidence in your own product. You understand?
Definitely.
So that's the key.
Best advice for you guys: do not treat that customer like shit. I'm telling you this right now. Do not. You treat everybody the same, whether they buy it. And salespeople, this is something you got to know. We work every day because we're at the dealership, but people do not walk into the dealership every day. Okay, you got people who are walking into the dealership every 3 years, every 4 years. Some people haven't been in a dealership since before COVID. You know, interest rates have changed. A lot of things have changed. So when somebody's coming in, do not just think everybody's just wasting your time. It's your job to be able to do the process correctly and to let them decide. You know, that's what it really comes down to. Don't pressure nobody. Let them decide.
You're there to guide them.
Exactly.
You guide them, and, you know, if they're having a little hiccup, you're there to, you know, straighten up their hiccup to the point where they be able to know exactly what they're getting ready to purchase.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And fulfillment and delivery. Okay, that's one of the 10 steps of the process towards the end. Basically, like one of the ends. Delivering the car, you know, the fulfillment of the vehicle in the sale process. The job's not over from when they drive off the lot. Explain that, Serge.
Well, it's not over because the thing is, you got to remember what we talked about from the beginning. When I was like, listen, I'm not looking to just sell Jerry a car. I'm looking to sell maybe mom or auntie or sis a car. So you always want to do at least a 3-day follow up. You know, you want to follow up with your customer. Hey, John, how's the car going? I just want to check up on you to make sure. And at the same time, most important thing in sales, reviews. You know, hey, John, is it possible for you to leave a good review for me? You know, that would help me out, you know, especially to keep my job. And if they like you, they're definitely going to do that. And you got to remember, a lot of people, when they shopping, and the first thing that they do, they look at the reviews.
Yep.
Because the thing is, in South Florida, they have the worst customer service down here. Right. So the thing is, if they see that this person,
they do.
Because I had customers that call the dealership and say, hey, listen, I'd like to speak to Sergio. The reason why, because I see the only reviews that I see that's pretty positive was because it's Sergio. You know, all the customers seem like he knows what he's doing, and he treats everyone the way he's supposed to be, given the same type of reviews.
Exactly.
So it works, you know, and the thing is, it's a simple process. It takes about 2 minutes, you know, for them to write something nice about you and the experience that they had. And that's why, as always, when you sell the vehicle and the customer's happy, you know they're happy, you can have them do it right then and there. Always do a little follow-up and say, hey, John, listen, I'm just checking up on you to see how's everything going. At the same time, if you know anybody in the family or friends looking to purchase a vehicle, hopefully you can send it to me. You know, and they were like, oh, definitely, Sergio, I have your card, and I'll definitely pass the words out for you, because I tell them I'm going to treat them the same way I treated you.
Definitely.
Simple.
And I've seen it. I've seen you in action. I've seen it. You know, you got a big customer base, and I could confidently say to myself, I have a big customer base too.
Good.
And it's filling up, and from watching you do it, it's helped me a lot.
Great.
You know, one thing to also tell salespeople that are watching this, something personally with myself. Everybody has their niche, okay? Everybody has their niche that they're good at, the kind of customers they're good at talking to, and whatever the case is. I'll tell it to you flat out. There's the energy that comes with this sales. Okay. For me, sometimes Sergio, you'll tell me, hey, little bro, slow down, slow down, And sometimes, definitely got to slow down. And you got to think of the process and everything that you're doing and make sure that you're not skipping steps. But every person has an energy to them. And I'm telling you this flat out. If you want to sell more cars and you want to be consistent selling more cars, you have to be that energy. Okay, listen, I come up to certain people, I don't even know them. And just from the approach, it's like, it like you would think I know them forever.
Exactly.
Good book to read, How to Win Friends and Influence People. Okay? Very, very, very good book. I would recommend that to any salesperson watching this. Read that book. Everything else is going to make more sense.
Right.
Okay? With that energy, you can take over the world. Okay? The reason you're maybe not selling as much cars as you want to is because of you. You have to switch it. You got to turn it up the notch. You have to do the things that you don't feel like doing. You have to pick up the phone. You have to call that person. You have to follow up. Some sales that I get are from leads that have been sitting in my CRM for 3 weeks. But you guess what? That one time they picked up the phone, they were ready to buy a car. They came inside, and at the end of the month, I got that unit sold. That put me at my bonus. So you may think this one extra phone call or is not going to do anything. It does. And I'm personally going to tell you that. Because even when I was in a car search looking for my car, there are people calling me, didn't answer. And one day I freaking picked up the phone. And out of everything else happened in my life, they called me on the day that I had time, that I was thinking about it the night before, and they called. And they got my sale. So follow up, man.
The other thing I want to point out too is that you can't, presentation is the key. I keep saying the same thing. You can't do the same process with every customer.
Yeah,
everybody's
different.
a little different. You have the uppity people personality.
Mm-hmm.
So I change my ways of talking to them.
Exactly.
And then, showing certain things because I know what they're looking for. And then you have the people that came from the streets. I had to change my tone.
Mm-hmm.
And because the thing is, you got to make them feel that you're in
relatable.
Yeah, exactly. That they're you in their circle, so I can relate to you. You understand?
Exactly.
So, in sales, you have to learn how to interchange. You can't just stay in one situation. This is how you're going to be. Then you're not going to sell as many cars as you want to.
Yeah, definitely, man. You can't deal with every customer the same way.
Can't.
Definitely not.
Can't.
You're gonna mess up the whole process. Anybody you do that way, okay? You got to be relatable. Do not be full of shit. That's what I'll say.
Well, people going to see that.
Yeah,
I mean, people going to see that. As soon as they come in, they're going to read you, and they're going to see right through you. I mean, the thing is, from there, you're going to lose.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep it real. And the thing is, oh man, I guess the only advice that I could give you is basically listen, have an open mind.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the type of person in real life, the situation where, listen, give me a reason not to trust you.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? I just met you. I already like you. I like you as a person. Give me a reason for me not to like you. The same situation when someone's coming to purchase a vehicle, I think, is a situation. Don't lie to me. Tell me the truth. And let me see if this guy's going to be honest. I do sell a lot of vehicles out of state. They don't even see the car.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what I do? I make it easier for them and do the FaceTime with them and show and say, hey, listen, hey, Tony, listen, if I was purchasing this vehicle, I see one flaw. I just want to take a picture of it and I'm going to send it to you. And so you can make your own decision what you want to do from there.
Exactly.
When they see that you're being
They will
honest,
respect that so much.
They see that you're being honest and be like, oh, he didn't have to tell me that. He's like, oh, this guy's being real honest. Hey, I test drove the vehicle. I like the way it drives, and I'm just letting you know because the thing is, I get 90% of my customers out of state that they're very happy with me, and because I tell them the truth. Exactly. So I'm doing the same thing with you, and I'm just letting you know the situation. So, but when you do get the vehicle, you know exactly what you're expecting. And all I get is like, hey, Sergio, thank you very much, and I do my follow up. You know, say, hey, Tony, did you receive the vehicle? Yeah, man, you told me exactly what it's going to be, man. I love my car, man. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Hey, do me a favor. Can you leave a good review for me?
Mm-hmm.
You know, simple
Very
little
simple.
things. You know, and basically from there, you follow up again and say, hey, thank you, Tony, for the review, man. It was beautiful. No problem, man. You deserve it. I love it. It makes my day go a little positive, and now I'm ready to go on to another one. You know what I'm saying? So you got to keep yourself, because you got to remember, this is your second home. You got to make the best out of it, you know, when you're there. You understand? So that's the only advice that I can give you. I'm not there to, you know, conversate all day with you about this and that, whatever. I'm here to work. I got to make my money and do what I'm supposed to do.
Exactly.
You know? So that's what it is.
I got this portrait. Well, it's not a portrait. Whatever. Picture on my office. It says sales go up and down.
True.
Service stays forever.
100%.
And what that is meaning, that means literally it's not about just selling a car. It's about literally service, giving good service. That's one of the keys that's going to have you guys selling more cars.
And that would keep you, the customer would keep you in mind when they're getting ready to purchase another vehicle.
Exactly. When that service is good, listen, that it comes back. They'll call you back. Hey, my friend's looking for a car. So and so, you will get that pipeline. And I trust you. Like I'm telling you guys, if your service is good, people will come back and they will do everything they can to show their appreciation, that they appreciate you.
Yeah, especially if you're going out your way for them. That's all they want. A little bit of courteous, you know, a situation that is like, wow, he's really going out to make this happen for me. I like that. You understand?
Definitely.
So it's not about selling the car, man. It's about, you know, doing the little stuff for, you know, for customers to see. Because they're watching the same way you're watching them. They're watching you too.
Definitely.
So,
man.
you know, and you know, you have to do the extra stuff to get exactly what you want out of it. You understand? So it's not that hard, man. You put that little extra effort, it would definitely compensate you in a positive situation where you'll sell a lot more vehicles. And it's not just vehicles, anything, any product, you know. So that's what it is.
Definitely. Listen, guys, man, thank you for the time that you have spent with us here on our third episode of I Am Jerry B Official. We're gonna have some more things when it's coming with sales that's gonna have to do with this situation. Listen, Serge, if you up for it, we're gonna definitely get Kyle and Carlos on here too.
Okay.
And we're gonna talk on a lot of perspectives when it's going on sales and just listen, even the people that are coming on to my mentorship now, once you guys get settled, you guys showing your numbers, you guys are gonna be coming on here too.
100%.
You know, but we're really gonna get this whole take on this and really spread this across. Because sales is one job where it's, man, I'm talking about you don't have to have a degree. You don't have to go to college. You don't have to, and you can 12 to 16 cars, you're making about 70. If that, honestly, you're really close to 40 to tell you, because after tax reality, you're close to 40. You might as well work at McDonald's. I'm telling that if you're not selling 20 plus cars, you're taking that time that you're having away from your family, from whatever, and you have to sell 20 plus cars. That's where it
Make
goes.
it out here, man,
You know?
consistently. The key is being consistent.
So
That's the
I
key.
got some stuff in the kitchen that I'm gonna chef up so I could be able to give to you guys, so you guys can have a good meal.
There you go.
If you know what I mean.
There you
But
go.
thank you, Sergio, for coming
You're
down.
welcome. You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
We definitely gonna have some more things for these dudes. And listen, you guys gonna tune in, follow up on Sergio. He does have a video that he describes everything that he does with the credit that he's going to explain to you guys. So make sure you guys tune into that. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Hit that subscribe button.
There you go.
Follow. Comment. Signing out.